When is the next alt season likely to begin? That's what I'm answering in today's video. We're going to take a look at Ethereum against Bitcoin, as well as Solana against Bitcoin, and a couple of others to determine when that's likely. Now, before I get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button below. Also click that like button and leave your comment. And lastly, guys, this is not financial advice. None of the content in these videos is ever financial advice. It is for educational purposes only. All right, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into the charts. So here we have Ethereum against Bitcoin, and we're looking at this on the weekly time frame. So this pattern right here goes all the way back to 2017, and you can see where we had the breakout here recently. Okay, the breakout retest of support, it was textbook. Now, this blue area up here, near the all-time high for the ETH BTC chart, this is going to be the measured objective for this triangle pattern. So we get that by taking the height of this pattern and projecting from this breakout point here, and you get an area up here between 15 and 17% of Bitcoin's value. So you can see that Ethereum has a lot of room to run against Bitcoin if this does break higher, which I think it will, because clearly we've seen ever since this low down here, we've seen an uptrend from the ETH BTC chart. Okay, now if we move into the daily time frame, this is the structure that I'm keeping a very close eye on right now, because in my opinion, it is getting ready to break out. So you can see that this was the retest of that triangle we just looked at. And we obviously had a massive move up from Ethereum against Bitcoin earlier this year. And since that time, this market has been coiling sideways. Now, this triangle pattern, we can do something very similar in terms of finding a measured objective like we did with that larger pattern. And if we do that, we get an objective up here around 10%, okay, around 0.1. And so that to me signals that if this market does break out, so if we get a close above this upper trend line, okay, right up here around 7.7% or 0.077, then this market is likely headed toward 0.1, all right? So that means that Ethereum will essentially be 10% of Bitcoin's value. And make no mistake about it, right now, Ethereum is almost exactly half of the value in terms of market cap of Bitcoin. So it is no slouch. It also has a market cap dominance of about 19%. So it is, again, it's no slouch. It's one to pay attention to. I think a lot of people kind of overlook it because everybody looks to Bitcoin to find out when this market is likely to move again. But I think we really have to start watching Ethereum in the same kind of context as we do with Bitcoin. Okay, so again, if we were to break above the 0.077 area, so a close above this trend line up here, then that would confirm the breakout and likely send this market on a path toward 10% or 0.1. Now, you may be wondering, is it just Ethereum that looks good against Bitcoin, or are there other altcoins that look good against it as well? And for that, let's go ahead and look at the BNB chart, because a lot of people forget that BNB is actually right behind Ethereum in terms of market cap. So this is the number 3 coin out there. And right now, if we look at the daily time frame, you can see where we have a similar triangle pattern, right, that broke out here recently. This chart is a little bit further ahead than the ETH BTC chart. So this could be kind of indicative of what's to come for Ethereum. All right, so we had the breakout back here. And right now, this market is testing some resistance right around 0.01 or 1% of Bitcoin's value. So once again, if we were to get a close above this level up here, then this would flip to support, and we could be looking at a move up here toward 0.014. Now, that's the measured objective of this triangle pattern. So once again, you take the height of it from the inception point down here, and you get an objective from this breakout point up here around 0.014. So that's a considerable move for BNB against Bitcoin. So this chart too looks very bullish. And if we then move on to Solana, which is also up there in terms of market cap against Bitcoin, you can see where we have a definite uptrend here from the market. And it's very simple at this point. So really, the market needs to break out from this horizontal up here around 0.004. All right, now if it does that, then in my opinion, it is headed up here to at least 0.006 or so, because again, we have a measured objective here based on the height of this structure, which also does appear to be a potential inverse head and shoulders. Okay, so if this market were to break above this horizontal up here, then in my opinion, we're headed toward somewhere up here around 0.006 for the Solana chart against Bitcoin. All right, so once again, a lot of upside here for Solana against Bitcoin. if we do see the ETH BTC chart break out. So that's going to be key in my opinion. We need to see Ethereum break out against Bitcoin to really solidify that the alt season is beginning. And last but not least, we have Dogecoin. So Doge BTC, this chart is a little less bullish. However, it has been consolidating ever since this top back here in May. So if this were to break out, judging by the length of this consolidation, it could be relatively explosive, something like we had back here, maybe not something quite this aggressive. All right. But given the length of time that this market has been consolidating, this is going to be one to watch. If we do see Doge BTC break the top of this structure up here, then we could easily be looking at a run back to the all-time high. So this is something to watch. Keep an eye on Doge. I'll talk about this in terms of Doge USD over the coming days. But right now, guys, this is one to watch along with Solana against Bitcoin and especially Ethereum against Bitcoin. So what does all of this mean? It means that we're probably on the brink of an alt season if this chart can break out to the upside. So if we see ETH BTC break this area up around 0.077, all right, so close above this area. Once again, this area is going to flip to support, and the measured objective here is up around 10%. All right, now this also means that the entire crypto market could be looking at a rally here over the next few weeks, because don't forget, as I said, this market, Ethereum, is half of the value of Bitcoin. And that may sound small. However, don't forget that Bitcoin is around $1 trillion. So this market is $500 billion. It's nearly 20% of the market cap. So it's nearly 20% market dominance. I think a lot of people forget just how big Ethereum is. So, keep that in mind, that if this chart were to break out, that this wouldn't be just bullish for Ethereum, but it could also be bullish for the entire crypto market. All right, guys, so I hope that this has helped. Once again, if you like this content, please subscribe to the channel using that button below, and also click the bell icon so you get notified every time I post these videos. And also click that like button and leave your comment below. I'll talk to you guys soon.